All right, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just gonna be doing a bit of a quick blog. I said blog, quick vlog. Actually answering a question that I had got on the channel. It's kind of cool now, starting to get a little bit more comments out there, and I'm starting to have a little bit more conversation in the comments, so it does make it a little bit easier. I actually plan on making a different style video, kind of talking more about the topic and a little bit more on what are some options for this question that I'm about to bring up. But we will see. We'll see what I do this weekend. Now, so I'm just gonna jump straight into it. The question of the day is a gentleman, a younger guy. Actually, I can say that now. I'm 26. I can say younger guy. He actually asked me, what would be a good beginner bike, and he did not. Essentially, he didn't want a, I believe he said 500 cc motorcycle, and he was looking at things that were in that 600 space, but he wasn't looking at the 600 Super Sport. Obviously, being a younger guy, that will be pretty expensive on the insurance side. Now, I don't know, I don't have like any estimates of what those numbers would look like. Look at that shadow right there. Look at that Arai helmet. Looks nice. I don't have any estimates of what that would look like, and I'm really spitting a lot of this information off the top of my head. But what I would say is I wouldn't get trapped in the mindset of CC. Now, do I believe someone that's been, I believe I've been riding for about 5 or 6 months now, maybe approaching that. Do I believe that, I wanted to take a different route home. Do I believe that CC matters when you're buying your first motorcycle? I kind of don't, but I also think it depends on the method in which you learn how to ride a motorcycle. So perfect example for me, I actually started out on a, I believe they're 1,000 cc. I can't remember. It's a Triumph Bonneville Bobber. I believe that it was close to, if not 1,000 cc, I think it was close to about 70 horsepower. So nothing crazy. CC isn't everything. I mean, even when you're talking from the cruiser perspective to the sport bike perspective, CC is different. The bikes weigh, how do I want to say this? The bikes have different weights to them. They have different aerodynamic designs. Sport bikes are oriented with fairings, are oriented to go fast and oriented for a track, versus a cruiser is built for, long-term riding or long-distance riding or riding around town. They just have, there's different, engineering that goes into these bikes that, despite the numbers seeming similar, or I cannot talk today at all, seeming similar, they are awfully different. That scared the crap out of me. I saw him pull up next to me super fast. I knew he wasn't after me, but scared the crap out of me. Now, get back on topic. So that, with that being said, that brings me back to, what would be a good bike. And again, I go back to the statement of, it depends how you learn how to ride. So for myself, I took the BRS course, which is the Ohio Motorcycle Safety Course. Now you can take the MSF course, you can take whatever your state has. They have the Harley course out there. All these courses get you your endorsement, or they get you your endorsement, so that you can go to either the DMV or the BMV to pick up your endorsement on your license. Now, the key thing about these is that you get to jump on a bike that's there. So you get to jump on a 400, maybe a 500 cc bike, depending on what's there. So for my example, I actually got to ride a Honda Rebel. I believe it was the 500. I'm not super familiar on the Rebels, but I believe it was a 500 cc bike. And everyone else had the smaller displacement bike. It was a little bit bigger. He was like, yeah, this one might be better for you, try it out, let me know what you think. Even when I went to go buy my first bike, you know, one of the older gentlemen that had been riding for years, you know, wasn't really trying to upsell me on any crazy bikes that I couldn't hop on, but he definitely said, you know, yeah, the CC is higher, but, you know, jump on the bike, swing a leg over, see how the bike feels to you, you know, see if the bike even feels comfortable to you, you know, because it's so much more than just CC and numbers. Now, obviously, you don't want to jump on a 200 horsepower bike for your first bike, where some people have done it and they're okay. You know, I think the biggest thing about that is if you as a rider are confident that you have the self-control to jump on one of these bikes, then, you know, who am I to tell you to not do it? You know, you do this at your own risk. I mean, I had a leader bike my second month in, and here I am. You know, can everybody do that? No. You know, if you probably teach yourself instead of, you know, actually taking a course, I think that plays a big part in it. You know, I didn't teach myself. I jumped into a course that taught me how to ride a motorcycle. So all that being said, depending on what type of bike you want to choose, what CC bike you want to choose, it doesn't really matter. Now, in terms of specific bikes that you can buy, you know, in that space, and, you know, this gentleman was specifically wondering about that, the not so super sport class, which the Aprilia RS660 actually kind of falls into. You know, it has these, I would say, upright ergonomics but a parallel twin, you know, smaller engine, a little bit of a lighter bike, but it's not, you know, it's not like your traditional inline fours, V4 bikes that make a lot of power on the high end, you know, have a much more aggressive triple tree. You know, these bikes are made for the street as well as the track. You know, your super sports are a track bike that can be ridden on the street, whereas these are a bike these are a type of bike or a class of bikes that were designed to effectively do both. You can, like I said, you can ride a super sport on the street. It's not the end of the world, but at the end of the day, they were designed to be ridden on the track or have a track purpose. So sorry, distracted. So there's a few bikes that sit in this class. You know, the Aprilia RS660, the Ninja 650, I believe the CBR 650, I think it's the GSX-R or GSX-8R, and then you have what are the other bikes? The Daytona 660. Now, my personal preference, and I have owned a Ninja 650 for maybe 2 weeks before I got my Aprilia RS660, and I will tell you that bike is an absolute slouch. It is not what you want to buy. You know, a lot of these, like, if you are wanting and what I told the young man in the comments section was, if you truly want a bike that can perform on both track and street, I would not get a Ninja 650. I would not even get a Daytona 660 because they are essentially just naked bikes with fairings versus the Suzuki, the Aprilia, and I would say there's some other bikes in the class, but I'm just gonna go off the Suzuki and the Aprilia for now, are truly designed to do both. So if you want to aim for that class, just buy the leaders in that class, and the leader in that class is the Aprilia. You know, but if you truly, you know, you don't want to spend the money on an Aprilia, my honest suggestion would either consider going back down to a Ninja 650, or I would consider going down to a Ninja 400 or Ninja 500. And I just don't think any of the other bikes are worth it right now. I think this is a developing class of motorcycles, and the competition isn't really great. I think the only other competition to like the Ninja 400, 500 right now would be the RS 457, which I think is an absolutely fantastic bike for what you get for it, and it comes in at about, I think it's $6,400. So to overall, like, put everything together, I think my two suggestions would be for someone that's starting out and you want to get a little bit of a bigger bike or a little bit of a better performance bike, I would definitely consider the Ninja 400, 500 and the RS 457. I don't think I would consider anything else. Like, there's nothing else in that space that I would suggest to anybody. It's just not worth it. And after that point, like I said, if you're not really wanting to jump on an RS 660, the RS 457 is the next big thing. And like I said, now if you're floating in that space, I would just consider the Ninja, because it's the best bang for the buck. Now you compare it to like every other bike in this class, to me is a little bit lackluster. I'm open to see what people say in the comments, if they have a comment on that, but I think every other bike in the not so super sport bike class is very lackluster. The Aprilia by far is the better bike. Now, that was all this video was about. I really wanted to kind of go into that question that that the young man had in the comments, and I wanted to get a quick video out, a little bit of a vlog cruising around town on the Aprilia RS 660. But I wanted to start that conversation. Interested to see what some of the replies are in the comments. Don't hesitate to drop a comment. I try to respond to everything. I'm pretty quick to responding and to having a conversation. I'm super open to the conversations, man. And that's all I really got. I think I did a better job on not saying and so a lot. And my goal for this, there it is, and then I said my goal for this video is to actually get this posted immediately. I'm not going to do any crazy editing. I'm just going to get this video out. So, and I said so again. All right, I'm going to literally sign off before I just start saying so and I appreciate everybody for tuning into the channel. I do want to thank everyone who made it this far in the video. Thank y'all for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate the support. Moving quickly. I think my channel has a total of 20,000 views, so that's super awesome to see. I really appreciate everybody for the continuous support on the channel, and I will see y'all soon.